I'm very blessed. I'm going to speak very shortly afterwards about what really blessed me about this weekend. But all right, one quick announcement. Pete, where's Pete Kush? We're going to just give a quick announcement about a burn event that's coming up. This is Allison's husband.
Thanks. Good evening, everybody. It's good to be amongst the body of Christ in PE, being part of another body. And we've had a burn here before. So part of what you see tonight, or I don't know if you've showed the video of some of Raw. We also on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. But part of what Raw has grown out of has been unity in the city, which has grown out of Burn 24/7. I don't know if you've heard of that before. We've had burns here through the night, 24 hours. We're about to do one at Vineyard behind Builder's Warehouse on the 12th and 13th of October, so next month, almost October. And yeah, starting 7 o'clock. So if you've got youth, please be committed where your house is. And then after that, if you're going to the movies, if you're watching rugby, whatever you're doing, we'll be going for 24 hours. So come when you got a gap. Come and press into God. We're really trusting God to touch the city. Just in His presence, this is where lives are changed. This is where our city is impacted. And this is where the heavenly realm is damage is just caused, havoc is caused as we press into God and call His glory back to our city. So please come. It's a picture of unity. It's a picture of the bride that Christ is coming back for. So if you want to get involved, just go on Facebook, Burn 24/7 PE. We're on Facebook. And yeah, get involved, get hold of me, get hold of Matt and Matt or Manny. Either of them have my details. And yeah, so there's still some space for worship teams. So it's a picture of different churches taking different slots through the night. So there are hour and a half slots. And you can bring your worship team along and come and press into God together. So see you at the next burn.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you so much. They're doing an amazing work amongst the worship teams in the city. And we're going to go into the first act tonight. The acts that made it through is Jenna Greef, Faith Paulser, Chrissy Cunningham, Clayton Grace. And just to let you know, the band that is coming tonight, that's coming up tonight, the final act, is called the Five Colored Guys. Okay? They're proud of where they come from. They're proud of who they are. They're called the Five Colored Guys. They're really good. So enjoy it. That's how they want to be known. And they're also musicians. And let's see how it goes tonight. Jenna Greef. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Hi, I'm Jenna Greef. And I believe that worship is the way I love to glorify God. It's just always been my way, and it's been designed for me. I believe that God has blessed me with a heart of worship, and I'm here. I'm here so that He can use me. I'm here to go where He wants me, and that's why I'm here, again, ready for Him to use me. Where to from here? I don't know, but I'm ready. I have faith, and I trust that it'll be where He wants me, and it's my passion, so I'll never stop growing and I'll never stop fighting. It's here and I'm here and I'm ready.
Okay, so while we just get over that embarrassing video, it's just been amazing, this journey, and I just really want to emphasize that this isn't a competition, it's worship, and it's the rising new sound, like Matthew said, and we are here, we're ready. And so I've asked that we can have the lyrics on the screen behind me, and I would really like it if everybody just worshipped. I mean, that's what we're here for. Okay.
When I am a wasteland, you are the water. When I am the winter, you are turns to find me. What have I done to deserve love like this? What have I done to deserve love like this? Your voice like a whisper, breaking the silence. You say there's a treasure, and you look till you find it. You search to find me. What have I done to deserve love like this? What have I done to deserve love like this? I cannot earn what you so freely give. What have I done to deserve love like this? What have I done to deserve love like this? What have I done to deserve love like this? I cannot earn what you so freely give. What have I done to deserve love like this? We don't deserve it, Lord. Thank you.
Sorry, I've forgotten your name because that was so amazing.
It's Jenna.
Jenna. Yeah, I mean, I teach vocals and piano, etc. for a living, and my heart's desire is to just see young people overcome some of the lessons that I didn't learn when I was young and that took my focus off the Lord onto performing. And I just feel so excited that we have someone standing before us here who's got it right at such a young age. You know, that knows that the reason why Jesus gave you the gift is to send a message out to the world and to point to Him.
Thank you.
And so my greatest delight is just that you choose the true gospel and you choose to put all of your attention and focus on Him. And I know that the Lord is the one who opens doors that no man can shut. And so as you go before Him with your gift, always be at peace and just know that you don't need to worry about if I never leave the secret place, I'm okay with that. Because you are the greatest delight, your King. And one day when you stand before Him, if you continue to lift Him up like this, you won't have any straw burnt. Everything will go up to Him as a fragrance. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
Jenna, well done. That was absolutely amazing. Can we give her one more big round of applause? Next up, we've got Faith Paulson.
Hello everybody, my name is Faith Leanne Paulsa. I've always been singing since I was a little girl, and as a little girl I always knew that I wanted to sing one day, but I didn't know the how-tos or the where-tos. Joining the competition last night, singing on that stage, I really felt God reaching out to me and telling me that this is actually where He wants me to be. I think I want God to surprise me. I want Him to take me where He thinks I should go.
Oh, wow, Faith. You blew us away on Friday. And that was absolutely marvelous. I actually, when you were singing, I could picture these huge stadiums. You just singing out, and people wanted to know who Faith Paulsa is, and then by your talent, you're just being given this platform where you can preach Jesus. I want to tell you, keep running after what you. I can hear the discipline. I can hear this such a passion. I can see you a little bit nervous now, but I want you to know, with that level of talent, there's nothing to be nervous about. Really, really awesome. Well done. Thank you.
Is your name Faith? Yes. It's a good name to have with a beautiful voice like that, isn't it? Faith, Brendan is a third-year jazz pianist, and he just came second in the Bryce Scholarship at NMU. And I'm telling you this because he's given himself over as someone with a unique gift to being a Levite. So that means you take your gift and you offer it, and you believe that God could actually release a heavenly sound through you, that you could become a portal for the Holy Spirit. And I have had now, my business is a recreational business, but the Lord has raised up now 4 full-time musicians through it by the supernatural. We didn't know it was going there. So I wanted to say, every time you do your exercises, every time you apply yourself, do it as an act of worship. Because I believe that as we close our eyes, that we can hear heaven when you sing. And I believe that the angelic will sometimes partner with you in the future, where you will hear the angels of heaven singing with you. And so as you feel the anointing resting on you now as I speak to you, you know, the Lord says that you have a humility that He gave you to carry the greatness, but He wants you to know that He knows your greatest desire is to partner with the angelic and to release heaven. You've seen Sarah Brightman, you know. She's probably the person you look up to, is she? Because this is just a little prophetic thing from Jesus to you right now. It's not me, I'm a donkey. But He's just saying to you, that's why I had to grab the mic. The reason why we are here is because God wants to release a heavenly sound through His children. So give yourself to being a vessel. So when Brendan plays in intense harmony, he no longer thinks about himself, nor does he think about his body, but he lets the Spirit, like David did when the spirits left Saul, he lets the Spirit take over. And I believe that as you go further and further into your gift, you might find yourself, like they've said, at the Olympics or somewhere in a heathen place, and God will bring His glory through you. And people will know that the angels are with you, and they will feel the touch of heaven come to earth. So just know that's God's vision for your life. All right.
Thank you so much, Faith. That was a real treat. Next up, Chrissy Cunningham.
Hello everyone, my name is Kristen Cunningham. The reason why I entered this talent show is because it's part of my ministry, and it's because I want to touch people's lives. The pain once undone, we just want touch of your glorious love. Where to go from here? I would love to be used by God to go from glory to glory and strength to strength. You turned it around, oh Lord, you turned it around.
Lord, I offer up this rebel heart, so stubborn and so reckless from the start. Father, I no longer wanna run.
Okay, wait. No. Can we start over, please? Woo! Amen.
Lord, I offer up this rebel heart, so stubborn and so restless from the start. I don't wanna fight you anymore, so take this rebel heart and make it yours. Father, I no longer wanna run. You've broken my resistance with your love, drowned it underneath the crimson sun, and been this rebel heart into your will. I give it over to you. I give it over to you. Your love is like an arrow, straight and true. This rebel heart belongs to you. Help me lay the ring to your rest. Turn the soul inside me back to flesh, and hold me till the deadly sleep. This rebel heart belongs to you. I give it over to you. I give it over to you. Your love is like an arrow, straight and true. And now this rebel heart belongs to you. Oh, take my life and let it be yours. Oh, take my life and let it be yours. Oh, take my life and let it be yours. Oh, take my life and let it be yours. I give it over to you. I give it over to you. Your love is like an arrow, straight and true. Now this rebel heart belongs to you. Now this rebel heart belongs to you. Now this rebel heart belongs to you.
Wow. My mom always tells me, no matter what happens when you sing, as long as there's one person in the audience you touch, your job is done. And you said you want God to use you, and girl, He just did. You spoke to me like, just thank you.
Oh, let's give Chrissy another big round of applause. Beautiful, amazing. I wanted to say before I carry on with the next one, guys, aren't you blessed by the worship leaders that are coming through? I mean, the heart of these young people is like Alison just mentioned now. The heart of these young people is not about being a star. It's not about what it's just about the heart of worship, just giving our gift to God. And these are young people saying, I want to give my heart to God and worship and lead people into the presence of God. Amen. And look forward to calling up Clayton Grace.
Hello everybody, my name is Clayton Grace. I entered this competition with the intent of winning the album recording. I have been wanting to create a demo tape now for a while because I want to send it into record labels, and I have been searching but because of financial status, I was not able to do that. So when I heard about this competition, it was a must for me to enter because I really wanted that album recording. Whether I win or not, I will still be creating my demo tape before the end of this year that I will be sending out to record labels for me to get a recording contract. And before the age of 21, I am hoping to be signed to a record label. Good evening, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, I just want to give a small testimony before I start. The song that I'll be ministering tonight is called I Won't Go Back by William McDowell. And it's a song that my friend and I, we used to... Catholic? No. Catholic. We used to be Catholic before we... Please, I don't want to offend everybody or anybody. I don't want to offend anybody. But the denomination that we served at before we came to evangelical or Pentecostal, that's where we served, and we were looking for something more. We were looking for something more, and her uncle invited us to VMI, Victory Ministries Grace Chapel, which is one of the smaller campuses. Pastor Jerome is our spiritual father, and I just want to bless him and thank him as well tonight, and I bless God for his life. And this song, this was the first song. Now, when we went to this church, we weren't expectant at all. We went there because we heard that they had a band and they had nice music, and we come from hymns, and so when we went there, it was like a concert. It was euphoria on another level. And this is actually the song that I would listen to even before I was born again, even before I thought about accepting Jesus Christ as my Lord and my Savior. It was a song that I loved. It was a song that I listened to because William McDowell is one true anointed worshiper of God and is just a vessel that I look up to so much. And I pray that you guys would be blessed tonight. So yeah, here we go. We bless your name, oh Lord. I've been changed and healed, freed, delivered. I found joy, peace, grace, and favor. Oh, I've been changed, healed, freed, delivered, and I found joy and peace, grace, and favor. Right now is the moment. Today is the day. I've been changed. I've been changed. I have waited for this moment to come, and I won't let it pass me by. I won't go back. I can't go back to the way it used to be before your presence came and changed me. No, I won't go back. I can't go back to the way it used to be before your presence came and changed me. Oh, my shame, the guilt, the sin, it's been forgiven. No more chains or fear. My past, it's over. Right now is the moment. Today is the day. I've been changed. I've been changed. I have waited for this moment to come, and I won't let it pass me by. No, I won't go back to the way it used to be before your presence came and completely changed me. No, I won't go back. I can't go back to the way it used to be before your presence came and changed me. One more time. Oh, I won't go back. I can't go back to the way it used to be before your presence came and changed me. He came and lifted me up from the deep, mighty clay, and He planted my feet on a king's highway. So this is the reason I sing and I shout, 'cause Jesus came down and He lifted me up.
Clayton, thank you so much for blessing us and encouraging our spirits. Whose spirit feels encouraged? Isn't that the most important reason why you're doing this? To encourage the body of Christ.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I just, this might sound a bit sobering, but I just wanted to encourage you with this as well. You know, for a long time, I longed to be signed to a record label. And two of my songs got to Bethel Music, which is it was just a miracle, actually. But the Lord really tested me in that time. Because sometimes people will come across your path and they will want to tamper with what's happened in the secret place in order to produce it, to make it, in their opinion, sound market-worthy. And I really just want to encourage you to, if it was an Isaac before you, know that God has given you such a unique gift. No one has to tell you that. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. God has given you a unique gift. He has anointed you with a unique voice. But you don't ever want to sell out on your first love. And Lucifer is running rampant in the Christian market and in the secular market. He wants to take our eyes off our number one focus and have us prostitute, to give a little bit to ourselves, a little bit to God. But God has given you such an anointing and such a gift that I just want to encourage you to put that Isaac on the altar and say, Lord, I'm going to put this demo out and I'm going to trust you. And if I feel at any point that an invitation comes along that causes me to have to prostitute my first love, even if it means turning it down and never having another door open, as painful as that will be, God, I pray that you give me the strength to always put you first. Because I believe that God will always do that because He's jealous. And He's so worth it, let me tell you. And I can testify with Raw. I don't know what God's going to do with it, but more than 200,000 rands worth of equipment and filming was invested in it. And the Lord presented it to the world as something that was worthy of Him. What He does with it, I'm at rest about, because I only want Him to be promoted. So let Him take you on that adventure, because surely I want to say this to you. As an artist, and I'm sure people can vouch for this, Nolene, the biggest question you ask yourself in your flesh is, have I got what it takes? And you know, that's just a lie. You don't have to ask yourself the question. You have what it takes. Now give it to God and let Him open the doors that will cause your spirit to soar and not cause you to have to give anything up. So I just want to say one more time, my brother, you have what it takes. You're incredible. Now give it back to Him, because you're world class. Give it back to Him and trust Him with it. You are world class. Bless you.
Thank you so much, Clayton. And just as Hezron and the five colored guys come up, this is going to be the final act. After the five colored guys, I'm going to allow the judges to... I know. I feel so like not PC today. I so feel un-PC today. I don't feel politically correct saying it, but I don't care right now. Hallelujah, we're all one nation, amen. So we can say, these are five awesome colored guys. While you guys come up, you can come up so long. I just want to say to Clayton, though, where's Clayton? Where's Clayton? Bright lights and contact lenses. There's Clayton. Clayton, you were singing that song, my friend, and you were saying, I'm not going to go back. I want to say there was such an anointing in your voice, such an anointing in your heart, that people, as you sing, will say the same words. I can't go back. I can't go back. The anointing in your worship and your voice is going to push people to a new place, my friend. And they will say when they go into that new place, and I don't just mean physically, I mean in the spirit realm, God's going to take people to new places, and they will say, while you're singing, I can't go back. As you're singing, I just felt like people were getting a glimpse of where they could be, in this, like God showing them where they could be with His glory and His purpose, my man. Keep on going. Keep moving forward. Stay part of the worship team and keep worshiping the Lord. Amen. You're going to go far, my friend. Amen. Let's get up for the five colored guys.
Hi, I'm a colored guy. And the reason why I entered this competition is to win. Because us as five colored guys, all we do is win, 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 no matter what. In terms of from this point forward, we as the five colored guys, we will not stop working on new material, new sound, new musical landscapes. And who knows, we might be at Cape Town Jazz next year, Joy of Jazz. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. I almost said, let's take up an offering for that picture of his. Yo, you can see no try. I'm on the kop, jong. That's net so yellow. But anyway, we are the five colored guys. You guys are surely thinking, yo, there's four coloreds on stage. The fifth colored guy is currently at the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival where he performed. And the reason why colored guys, many of you thinking, no, it's not because of the whole race thing. I'm proud to be a colored. You know, I accept my coloredness to the fullest extent. You know, and this evening, all I want to say, you know, as musicians here, in our own capacity, you know, we are just here to give God everything, you know, through each of our giftings. You know, some of you won't understand it, you know, but I think through dedication, you know, just as we sit with the Word of God and we really dig into it, you know, so we're taking that same principle and digging into our instruments and our music, you know, so that what we give is our purest form. You know, and everything that we have, you know, as the Bible says, let everything that has breath, you know, I have breath, and this which God has placed inside of me, you know, is a manifestation of when I sit behind my instrument, as well as each one of these guys. So do be encouraged this evening, and really, you know, let this speak to your heart, and we hope you all be blessed. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. You get musicians, I think Lishai said it on Friday, you get musicians, then you get minstrels. Minstrels are one who know their instruments, not just as musical little things, but they know the instruments as weapons of warfare. They're able to strike a chord and change atmospheres. They're able to speak and declare things without saying a word, just by striking. In fact, that's exactly what minstrel, the root of the word minstrel comes from, able to strike a chord. And when you strike the chord, you guys are amazing. I trust that you guys don't have your eyes just on performance space. What we saw tonight is exactly what the world needs more of. The world needs more minstrels infiltrating the festivals, infiltrating the record labels, infiltrating what the world, basically taking salt and light to the world. You guys that did that tonight. Well done.
Yeah, Lawrence, I think I should let you take my Nordo, May. It's always a problem with the coloreds because they always play better than the whites too. Can I get an amen? Yo, it's my greatest privilege. I mean, these guys, they know me from Ebenezer, and like Anton Hutton's one of my closest brothers in the Lord. But just the blessing to see you guys taking like this natural ability in you and just turning it over to Jesus. And I kept thinking, you know, there's a group that's got about 2 million hits on YouTube called We Will Worship. You've seen them. And I was just thinking how practically, you know, with Raw, we've been thinking about like not compromising the sound of the nation, but trying to make it relevant enough that people will actually be able to relate to it and really want to be gripped by it. And I just felt like what you did with that song was, you know, in a way for a musician who's trained like someone like Brendan, it can feel like artistic prostitution when you're taking a gospel song and adding a jazz edge, because like some of you will know Jacob Collier, you know, like these traditional guys, they want to stay true to their form. But we so desperately, if you think of John Mayer and how he infiltrated the pop market, how people enjoyed the conversion, and in the gospel market, in the Christian market, to have some of these traditional songs with a fresh edge. Like it just brings a fresh perspective, and it encourages fresh worship. And I really just feel like the vision for your group should be to seek the Lord, to say, God, what are these sounds like? You know, like a no longer slaves. You know, what, you stick in the 4s and the 6s, Brendan? And you know, just to stick in different sounds to songs that God leads you to play, that can awaken new life. They can cause our nation to like worship to them and feel like their identity is part of what's going on. I just really encourage you, because as you played that, I was like, I've heard that sung at the Global Day of Prayers, you know, in Motherwell. I've heard that sung in Makanda Street. I've heard it sung in Walmer Methodist in Main Road. I've heard it sung all over. And we're needing some Levites to take these sounds of South Africa and make them family sounds that we can bring into our family room and sing to. And I feel like that sound transcended race right there. So I just want to encourage you, because I feel like you're onto something. And I feel like if you were to seek God for some of these songs and get copyright for some of these, you're a good, good father. Some of these, and some of our more traditional songs, you know, branch out, man, you know. And just seek God. You're gonna tap into a vibration of something that's going to pull races and families together in their family rooms to listen while mama's cooking her pot, and while I'm making my what's a traditional white dish? Pizza. I don't know. So really, please go for it. You're onto something. That was incredible.
Awesome stuff. You guys can actually just stay on the stage. I'm going to let the 3 judges discuss now. In 5 minutes' time, we're going to find out who the winners are. So you guys can stay on the stage. 4 colored guys. Incidentally, I just want to say I was laughing because there's 4 colored guys on the stage. There were 6 in the picture, and there was 1 colored guy doing the interview. So one day, and then also we gave you 4 minutes and you took 7. So, but listen, how many of you agree? Come on, I'm sure we'll all agree. If we had to package tonight's songs and singing and performances into a CD, you guys would play that every day in your cars. Come on. I mean, come on now. As I was listening to these guys, I told them on Friday night, I would buy their CD and just play it all day long in my house, sitting on the couch, lying back, and come on now. You know, I think we were all blessed by every performance. I just want to say a massive thank you to Pastor Manu, our worship pastor, for being the judge this weekend, along with Nolene last year. I want to thank you, Nolene. You've been an absolute blessing. You've been giving absolute nuggets of wisdom, and a special thank you, huge thank you to Alison. This is just something small from us to say thank you to the three of you, and also a special thanks to Lachey Williams for Friday night. I don't think she's here. She's mommy to 4 kids and at home at the moment. So she was here on Friday evening. And Chris, want to say a massive thank you to her husband, Chris, and Gavin for producing and everything. Oh, is Lachey here? Oh, wow. Supermom is here. Let's give Lachey a big round of applause too. And again, just want to remind you that the 21st, just stick around. We're going to announce the winner now. But I want to remind you the 21st of October, you want to be here at the God Chaser service. It's going to be an amazing evening of worship. The judges, you guys can go and, what do they call it? Deliberate or whatever you want to call it. The other 4 acts, if not asked all the acts to please come and join us on stage here. I'm just going to speak very shortly. I have not got a scripture in mind. I just put down some key points about this weekend. I'm going to be speaking on the 14th of October about your supernatural purpose in Christ. But I just want to give you 4 quick things that I've learned from this weekend. And first of all, the important thing, when God gives you a calling, when God gives you a purpose, the first thing you got to do, I'm going to give you 5 points now. The first thing you got to do is you got to say yes. Hello? Amen. You can talk about God's dream, God's purpose for your life, but you've got to say yes. How many of you have ever seen that movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey? And he decides he's just going to say yes to everything. Now, I'm not saying you need to be a people pleaser, but you need to learn to say yes. Even when you don't feel like it, get rid of your excuses and start to say yes. You know, anybody that, all of these contestants here, as well as the ones on Friday night, they had to say yes. You know, they didn't just, some of them saw the advert and they entered, but some of the contestants I phoned personally and said, please, we'd love you to come and enter, and we went out and advertised, but they had to say yes. So it's important when God calls you to your calling, you got to say yes. And I just want to say this quickly. If you look at the Bible, if you look at the Word of God, every single man and woman that was called by God, did they immediately say yes? No. Most of them had excuses. You look at Moses. He had many excuses. And God called him to do amazing things. So many times in the Word of God, you see men and women who didn't say yes immediately. It was because they didn't believe in themselves or they thought it wasn't the dream of God for their lives. Say yes. You know, get rid of the excuses and say yes. Also say yes to helping, even if it seems like a small task. Say yes. You never know what open doors are going to come through that. Secondly, I want to say something now. Get rid of big dreams and get God's dreams. I've always been a big believer in preaching, get a big dream. But now I've actually decided to speak about God dreams rather. Because, you know, it doesn't matter how big your dream is. If it's not God's will, it won't be blessed. You can't go forward. Find out what God's dreams are for your life and exercise that dream. Get into relationship with God and find it and bless it. Speak blessing over it. You know, I hear so many people putting the biggest enemy we have with our purpose and calling our lives is putting ourselves down. I will never make it. I'm not good enough. I'm not educated enough. Get God's dreams and run with it. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this too, especially in our country, the economy and everything. The safest place you can be is in the will of God. The safest place you can be is in the will of God. Get into the will of God and sit in it and love it and cherish it and move forward in it and exercise it. Then third thing I want to say tonight is get undercover. Now, undercover, I don't mean get quiet, get hidden, and don't let anyone know about you or see you. What I mean by get undercover, link with someone that is going to disciple you. And here in this church, for example, I want to say the musicians, the singers, the contestants from this church, get into the worship team. If you want to move forward in anything, get undercover. Get into authority of God's authority over you in your life. Get into a church. Get into a connect group. Get undercover where God can bless you and grow you and groom you. Every one of us needs that person in our lives that says, no, you're wrong. Amen? We don't like to hear it from man, but sometimes you need the right people in your life to say, you got it wrong. I want to say our pastor in this church, the reason why we've got such a blessed church, a wonderful church, is we've got a pastor who's always been so transparent and has always had people in his life say, Pastor Jimmy Crompton, here's where we can go forward. Here's where we can grow. And he's done that the same for us as well in his church. And we've given him that consent in our lives. Find that person, get under them in your church, in your leadership, and get undercover. Then the next thing I want to say is refine that gift and exercise it. Refine that gift and exercise it. Don't sit on your gift. Exercise the gift. Like these young people have done. They didn't just sit on their gift. They got activated. They got into it. They didn't hold back in a corner and say, oh, I can't do that. They got into it and they went for it. I just want to add this, and I love this. And my final point is go make big mistakes and don't give up. Go and make big mistakes. John Stone, amen? We were in Bible college together. How many mistakes did we make? We're still counting them. Amen? We're still making them to this day. Go and by the way, what I mean by big mistakes, I'm not saying go and sin, okay? What I mean is go big. There are times, Prophet Elise and Stephen Buerta, amen? There are times when we come onto this stage, God tells us to go and prophesy. And let me tell you something. There are many times God's told us to prophesy, and we don't know what we're going to say till we get on the stage. You just got to be obedient. Go and make a big mistake. I've made some big mistakes. But you know what? I've never given up, and I've always moved forward. Never think your ideas are stupid. Never think your ideas are silly. Imagine this and think of this. Somebody walked into a publishing house almost 100 years ago, handed a book called Winnie the Pooh, and it has now made millions. There we go. Your idea is never too silly. Amen. Now, I just want to quickly say in Indian, we're going to announce the winners now. In Indian, I want to say this, is, you know, what really blessed me about this year's competition, guys, is in some ways, three of the finalists are comebacks. 3 of the finalists this year were comebacks that never made the finals last year. Faith, Chrissy, and Jenna are 3 contestants from previous talent shows that didn't make it to the finals, but this year they did. They could have sat back and said, no, that's not for me. I didn't make it last time. But instead, they came back, they tried again, and come on, how many of you are blessed by this tonight? Amen. Now, the contestants, if you can please come stand over here with me. Can we just give them one more massive round of applause? Absolutely amazing. I don't know if the judges I don't know if I've given them a hard, difficult task here. I think you guys have made it difficult on them because you guys are all absolutely amazing. Have we got an answer from the judges yet? All right. We've got one vote there. We're going to announce it now, but we're going to ask Nolene to come up and perform a song item. Can we also just give it up for Nolene? She was last year's winner. And I know we're going a little bit over time. Please bear with us. You know, this has been an absolute treat. Last year's winner, Nolene, she recorded an album. This was actually your prize for winning last year. Nolene was last year's winner. She got the prize. We recorded an album. And that album is released. You can buy it. You can find out in the foyer afterwards. But we're just going to let Nolene perform one of those songs. Thank you, Nolene.
I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think of God, His Son not sparing, sent Him to die, I scarce can take it in, that on that cross, my burden gladly bearing, He bled and died to take away my sin. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then Christ shall come with a shout of acclamation and take me home. What joy shall fill my heart? Then I shall bow with humble adoration and then proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou
All right, thank you so much. Let's give Nolene a big round of applause. Thank you, Nolene. Absolute blessing. One of the daughters in our house. And all right, now for the special announcement. The reason this took a while is because, I mean, you'll all agree, this was very difficult tonight. As difficult as it was on Friday night, I must be honest, I think the judges had a harder time tonight. And in fact, it was so difficult that we've actually kind of altered the prize this evening. Just to let you all know, 4 of the finalists will be receiving each 1,000 Rand in cash for themselves. The winner will be taking away 3,000 Rand in cash for themselves. And because of how good this evening was, we've changed. The first prize was going to get an album recording, and but because they were so good, we've decided on a second place, which will be receiving a demo recording, a demo track for themselves to take and relaunch and do with whatever they need to do here, made in the house. And if I can just have all 5 contestants, please come up. And it is getting late, so I'm going to go straight on to announce the second place this evening that will be receiving a demo. It's a demo, as I say, they can do with whatever they want. They can take it and release it and move on from that. But the second place this evening, with winning the demo and 1,000 rand, is the 5 Colored Guys. Awesome stuff. Then the first place. The first place. And again, this was pretty tough. That's why they called me to the back. We want to discuss it and make sure and check. But I just want to thank you again for all coming, for taking part. And, you know, if you don't win this year, there is always next year again. As I said, don't give up. Always come back. Exercise your gifts. Keep blessing, being a blessing, being minstrels, as you heard. First place winner for this year's Fresh Factor 2018 is Faith Paulser. Don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. Oh my gosh. Thank you. All the glory be to God for this moment. Thank you so much. Really, I appreciate it.
Bless you, man. I'm personally blessed about this because I think I Facebook messaged you one day about 3 or 4 weeks ago and I said, Faith, listen, do you know about Fresh 18? She's like, what's that? And I sent her the little ad, you know, you can add the little pics. And she said, oh, cool, this looks really awesome, like Youth Got Talent. I said, no, it's bigger, it's better. You want to come. So, Faith, well done. Finalists, big congratulations. You're all amazing. You blessed us out of our socks. And we can't wait to see more of all of you. Seriously, Jenna, as you go to Harvest, VMI, wherever you guys are from, wherever you're going to, I know you're going to make it and go far, as with the rest of the contestants. Absolutely awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here this evening. Please, as you leave out, please, the newcomers, don't forget to hand in your details. Go and get your treat. And we'd love to see you next week at the God Chasers. And definitely students, the 14th of October, we'll be praying for exams. And then the 21st, come and join us for an evening of worship. Hallelujah.